What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. Thanks for joining in, Mr. Ludare Adeniyi, Mother Celestia Remy. Thanks for joining in. Olusegun Omotosho, thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining, Mr. Oludare Adeniyi. Render to Jehovah, for he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? Mother Celestia Remy in you, thanks for joining me. Mother Celestia Margaret Gbemisola, you're welcome on board. Now, right. One more time. Thank you all for joining in. My one and only wonderful Black Ebony, Mirela Tinuke, thanks for joining. You're welcome on board. The program remains, Are You Ready? Relationship Talk with Modupe Ekenechidi. It's good to be back in my house, to be back in my own space with beautiful lights in my camera. The last program was held in Nigeria, where we had to put on the generator and we had to manage the lights. But whichever way, come rain, come sunshine, the program continues. And the one before the episode in Nigeria was held in Manchester. I've been doing a little bit of traveling, but from wherever I am across the globe, the program continues. Even if it's under the rain, the program will continue. It's been a wonderful year. It's been a very, very busy one for me. I don't know about you all, but I know we are all kicking it. We are all moving. We are all striving with target, with focus, and with dream for the new year. And I pray by the grace of God, we'll all be able to achieve all our heart desires and have testimony by the end of the year. Okay, today's topic is a very simple one, but as simple as it sounds, it's very complex. And I know what I want. Why did I choose that topic? Something happened while I was back in Nigeria. I think I was and I'm gonna say the story for 2 seconds. Why I use that topic, and I was introduced to a gentleman, to meet if I'm gonna like the person gonna like me, if you can get onto a relationship. And I spoke to the guy, I spent some time with the guy and all, and I'm like, sorry, this is not what I want. And I'm able to tell myself, sorry, sorry. Well, you never know. Anything can happen anywhere. You don't close your heart to love, to opportunities. You need to leave your options open. It's not good to be too rigid. And after assessing and looking and talking, nice guy, everything, but I'm like, this is not what I want. Not because I'm perfect or I'm better than the person, but I was able to weigh, if I decide to go into this relationship, how far will it go? How long will it last for? Is this really what I want? Is this my vision, my goal, my dream? Will I be able to work with this person? Will I be able to work under this person's authority? I looked at so many things and I'm like, sorry, this is not what I want. So my question is this: if I know what I want, do you people out there, do you know what you want? As a woman, as a man, what are the criteria, the things we need to look at to be able to decide this is what I want? Like what the Bible says in Joel, it says, write the vision down and run with it, and anybody who sees it can read it and can work with you. But before you be able to say to yourself convincingly that I know what I want, then you must be able to do some homework on yourself. You must have been able to look at, where am I coming from? Where am I going? What's going to get me there? Thanks for joining in, my beautiful princess, Sister Rosemary, River of Joy. Thanks for joining in. Senior Bola, thanks for joining in. And today's topic again is, do you know what you want in a man? Do you know what you want in a woman? And can you convincingly tell yourself, I know what I want? Mirel is on board already, so I'm going to leave it open. Mirel, do you want to contribute?
I think everybody should know. You should know what you want. Even in marriage, in friendship, in relation, in anything, even in workplace, you should know what you want. If you want to go for some, like if you want to buy a cloth or buy a shoe, you know what you want. You know what you like. You know which color you want. You should know what you want. Even you want a tall man, you want a short man, you want a big belly, you want a fat belly.
I can't laugh today.
So at least everybody should know what you want now. Definitely. And if you are in a relationship, it's not always like you have to beg yourself of what your partner impose. I think you have your say. You have to say, we shouldn't eat carb every day. Let's put some vegetable in it. So why we put some vegetable? Because it's healthy. So it's like, as you say, you know what you want. It means that you have a say on anything. I think so. In your relationship or anything, you should know what you want. You not just follow like a mouton or a mumu. Like, yes, you follow. You should at least have a setup of something. You should know what you want.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining my prophet Ayo Jesse. Welcome on board. Mother Celesta, Adeshua Son Olajire, thanks for joining in. I'm looking at, what do you want in a relationship? And can you convincingly tell yourself, I know what I want? Now, one of the reasons why I'm also looking at this topic is this. There are a lot of influences that come to influence us in making decisions. One of the influences is, you are getting old, don't be too choosy, you are doing too much shakara, you can't remain single all your life. There's a lot of pressure that comes in. Are we supposed to listen to all these noises? Are we supposed to allow this pressure to get to us and be able, because when there's too much pressure, at some point, it makes it look like you don't even know what you're doing anymore. They make you look stupid, they make you look foolish, They make you look, maybe she's too proud, she's too pompous. What is it because he's rich? That's why he's doing shakara with all the women. One should be able. I'm asking a question. I'm at the same time making a statement. One should be able to stand firm. It's not pride. No, there are two different things. One should be able to say, you know what? It's not about people. It's not about the crowd. It's not about it's about me and this person. At the end of the day, after the marriage, or no, not the marriage, after the wedding, everybody gonna go their different way. It's gonna be just the two of you left. So you should be able to be sure and be certain, is this what I want? And it doesn't mean it's gonna be perfect. The only thing perfect is God. Every other thing God has created is imperfect. That's why He's superior. So any other thing is not, and doesn't mean the man or the woman is perfect. But you should be able to say at some certain level, at a certain degree, at a percentage, maybe 50, 60, 70, it depends on what criteria you set for yourself. If you're looking for 100, you've already lost. If you're looking for 90, you might be lucky. But if you say, okay, between 70, 80, okay, I can live with this, I can work with this, because even myself, I'm not perfect. We are all working toward perfection, and we can even help each other to be perfect. So why are you looking at all this? At what point? Mire, don't run away. So at what point are you able to say, okay, I can cope with this, I can accept this I can deal with, this I can't deal with? Do we allow influences to change our decision, to change our criteria, to change our choice, our desire? Do we allow pressure? Do we allow time? Do we allow society to decide for us and to make us lose focus on what I want? One of the thing that, especially for women, is the pressure of you're not getting any young girl. There are so many sweet 16 out there that men are even looking at all the pere. You already have big stomach. You have pimples on your face. You have pimples on your face. So you better accept anything that comes your way. How do we deal with all this?
Your mate are getting children already.
You know? So do we now say, do we listen to these pressures? What's the best word now? Do we break down all those barriers, all those standards we put together just to please people?
For me, I'm going to say is 50-50. Why? Because, to be honest, we women, age is not on our side sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, if somebody that wants to have children, you have to look at the age as well. You can't be like 45 and be saying that you still look, or you still wait, But at the other side is somebody that has 20, 25. Yeah, you can still say, okay, let me just wait. But sometimes, as you say, pressure make you just accept anybody. Let me just accept anybody. Let me just go because my parents, the pressure, they say my mother already won a grandchild. Maybe she's claiming that she's going to die the next tomorrow, let me just have a baby that for her, Pressure makes a woman go into many wrong relationships. For me, you have, first of all, our journey, we have to always put it in God's hands. It can take time, it cannot take time, but as we always ask, is it a good place you are going? Is it good, this person? I don't know, but for women, time is not always on our side. Honestly, time is always so. And I would say I have many friends, but I know some friends that go into relationship and they're not happy with it just because of the pressure as well. Your mate have already 2 children, or you are still here. You have a good job, you have a good this, you have a good that. So it doesn't mean that you have a good job, you have good everything, you have a good heart, you can have a good husband. There's no perfection nowhere. As you say, nobody is perfect except God. So if you can be lucky to have someone that you respect each other, you shock.
Mm.
So most of the time, the women accept relationship due to the pressure. Another one due to age as well.
Mm.
So, back to you, my sister.
Thank you very much. Titus Adenuga, you are welcome on board. Kafayat Balogun. Please, everybody, I want your contribution on this topic. Prince Hademola, you are welcome. Lady T. Eleto Ogungbe, my able prophet, Sunday Samuel, you are welcome on board. If anybody wants to come on the video, join in. And if you want to comment by typing, please, let's see all the typing, all the comments. Let it start coming in. On do you know what you want in a man? Do you know what you want in a woman? And how do we deal with this? How do we handle it? How do we package ourselves? How do we prepare ourselves for what we want? And at what point do we let go of those lists? Because I can remember when I was about my teenage years, because I listened to a lot of sermon back then in Pentecostal churches. My dad used to organize a lot of seminars, even from while in Celestia. So I listened to a lot of sermon and seminars on relationship. And I remember having lists. Twice I had a list of what I want in my man. And after a few years in my first marriage, I just saw the list in one of my message notes, Bible message notes. And I'm like, and I went through the list. Let me say, I think I had about 10 bullet points of what the ideal man I want. And out of that 10, my ex had 5. So what happened to the remaining 5 of what I want? The truth is, I didn't even remember. I didn't even remember what I wanted, And when I looked at those lists again, and I looked at the relationship, I realized if I had kept to that list, I would have been an happier person. If I kept to that list, the challenges we faced, we wouldn't have faced them. Now, one of the things is this that we forget to look at. One is religion. I think I've talked about this before on the program. Religion. Now, for example, somebody was he asking me how was it? I can't remember the package. Now, for example, you want to date a man, or a man wants to date you for a serious relationship, and the person cannot stand the church you go to. Would you now say, because of the pressure, because I'm not getting younger, because I just have to settle for anything, then you now say, okay, maybe I'll change my religion, I'll stop going to church. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? That's one.
I can't change my religion because of anybody, for sure, for that. So I can't take. You know me for that. I will never take my religion. This is a bit difficult for me because I never come across of that type of difficulty. But for me, I will never.
That's one. That's one point. One of the things I think one can wave off a little bit, one can bend the rule. Let's say maybe culture-wise. Maybe when you were younger, or maybe you have in your list, I can never marry Ibadan. I can never marry Ondo. I can never marry from Igbo State. Maybe you have lists of things like that. But if you meet somebody who is genuine, who is nice, who has been able to pass the test of time in so many other areas, that is one thing you can bend. So, well, everybody from Ondo can be bad. If you had a bad experience before, or you've heard some stories, doesn't mean they're all like that. Igbo people, I don't want to marry them, so they won't use me for ritual. It's not everybody that will use it for ritual. If the person has a fear of God. Adekunle or knowledge, thanks for joining in. It says, if you love the man, you will change. Fine. But it also depends on what are we changing. If you love the man, if you love the woman, there are some things you can, like what I just said about culture-wise. You can bend the rule a bit.
Can I just answer that, Uncle?
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. If you really love if you love the person, I won't say really love. If you love the person, you will say, if that person too loves me, you're going to change as well. So if that person too loves me, because I never been to any other churches than Celestial. So I'm not saying that I won't I would pata beg for sure. For my own and everything, God will never give me a Muslim now. I never been there. You know that I will start from class. So it's not possible. So for if that person loves me too, uncle, you're gonna change to Sele. And although I would try to say, try and come and see. Come to Sunday service and see. I won't just push him to it. I will just say, try you. If he are Muslim, I will say, try to kill once and see. Because you can never rush somebody to anything. Well, just say, try. Let's try. By love, you try anything. Maybe by love, I will try you on and see that it is you. Maybe change better. It's not, we are not yet. If we will love ourselves, we will accept our differences, our difficulties and everything. I agree with that. But
Thank you very much. Olalekan Adeniji, thanks for joining. Joshua Oshunrotimi, thanks for joining in. Please, I'm waiting for your comments. Do type it in, and if you want to join on the video, you can join in. And do share the program if it's making any sense to you. Share to your friends, share on your Facebook, share to your loved ones. Thank you very much. Another thing again is this. Let's look at the issue of papers on knowing what I want. Now, a lot of people have had bitter experiences on when it comes to papers, or even if they haven't had the experience, they've heard stories. They've seen a lot. And then, peradventure, the person already has that on his list. I've actually heard somebody say to me that I cannot date or marry any woman whose stay has not been regularized. Now, the person who said that out of experience they've had. And they're like, you know what? At least let us be on the same platform on that. So I'm confident and I'm comfortable that you're not coming into my life because of papers. So, is that something you think one can bend or one can erase out of the list?
That's a big bend, because definitely you cannot be with somebody that doesn't have paper, and you'll be looking at that person. You will try and do something for that other person. Let's just call it spade a spade. If you are in the temple, if somebody is coming to your life that I love you and you don't have things, you will know that love may be genuine, but there will be a but there. There's no life for ourselves. This is for sure. I'm not saying that people that doesn't have or don't have doesn't love each other, but somebody you are the one that have, and somebody doesn't have. At the back of your mind, something will, you'll be there. I'm not saying that don't give or not. You will give it. You give the person, but I know that for sure there will be something, that will motivate. Something that will motivate you to go to that lady because she have, or this is a topic on himself. This issue that you just mentioned is a big topic. It's a topic, because let's just answer it like that.
It's a difficult one, really. But the truth of it is no matter how much you love this person in question, either male or female, there will always be that doubt. No matter as tiny as it may be, at the back of your mind that this man is confessing loving. I'm not too sure. Maybe after he gets his paper now, he will run away. It will always be there. So if you decide in your mind that I like this man enough and I want to give it a chance, it's a risk. Game of love is risk. Actually, everything in life is risk. We all just try our best and believe that it will work well. and things will turn out in the positive. If you decide, okay, I'm going to give it a try, the truth, you can't erase it, but then you also protect yourself.
Let me ask something. If you decide that you want to give that man a chance, or you want to give him a paper, let's call it spade a spade. If you decide that you want to give somebody the paper, give it and take your mind off of it. Yeah, give it because of love and just take your mind. Don't even, if you and him have a quarrel, don't even mention it that, so by then, if it's not me, no. Just give it and take your mind out of it. If you, after that they leave you, that's it. It's okay, it's done. Don't take that as accepting the man. Just give it because you wanted to give it then. Give it and
forget about it.
Because we are all human beings. That's it.
That's a very good way to put an end to that discussion. So the conclusion is, no matter the what's it called now, the status of the man or the woman, if the person meets probably 8% or 8 out of the 10 criteria you have, and one of them that is on the negative is on the paper issue, you can still bend the rule and just put your mind, cross your mind that if I'm doing this, you know what, I'm just doing it for the sake of love. If the person decides to disappoint me at the end of it, then they are left to, God will deal with that part. I'm not going to bother my head. I'm not going to give myself headache or depression on that. And it's not going to be about, oh, it's the only paper you want. Do it for the sake of Christ. Do it for the sake of love, and forget about it. But at the same time, one also has to protect himself or herself. Now, when I say protect yourself, it may sound a little bit selfish. I'm coming, wait. It may sound a little bit selfish. Like some people will say they've been in a relationship or even in a marriage for 5-8 years, and the woman has refused to do their papers for them. Now, when that happens, I begin to question myself. What have you done to make the woman doubt you so much? To the point where the woman is not doing nothing, is not helping you. I've heard a story, I think I've shared that with you privately before, of a man who the woman has refused to do his papers for him, and he had to go into the woman's safe. Somehow he was able to unlock the safe, took all the necessary documents, and went to Abuja to do his papers, and came back to England. And he was telling me, I haven't offended the woman. And I said, you have offended her.
Of course you have.
Because you've been dishonest. Fine. The fact that she's denied you for so long is right. But then you going behind her back to steal her document. Even that, she can sue you to cut on that. And you've broken trust, and that relationship is affected. They are still together. They are married, but they are not happily married. So there are issues. There are things that are happening. Why would the woman say, I'm not doing papers for you? Why would the man say, you know what, I'm still watching. Let me still be watching her. Let me see if it's Jenny. You know, that's why there's a lot of pressure on this paper thing. Even if you love each other genuinely. Genuine love or not. But at the moment the paper thing is there, is a comma. Is a big comma.
If I give him a paper,
you know,
he will go with somebody else.
Because they've seen it happen a lot. They've seen it. So it's just a game of luck, it's a game of chance, and you just have to believe God that your story won't be like that. But that is one rule I believe you can bend if you find the right man, if you find the right woman. Then another thing again is the physical attribute. Is the man, I don't want tall man, I don't want short woman. Now, if you know what you want and you've decided in your mind, I don't want somebody who is too black or who is too tall. Is that something one can bend? Is that a rule one can bend?
Let me answer you by the question. If you have that what you want, like you want a tall person, you want a light person, you want a dark person, you get that one, and you have like one thing that is mouth odor. What are you gonna do?
Matodo, you can't go with Matodo. Forget that one, no. That one is a no-go area now. You come near me, you want to talk to me, and I'm like, forget that. Okay, now if I sit from distance, I'll see this person and I like this person, and I move closer, the Matoda is giving me headache. We can look for a way out. Now the person may feel embarrassed, but I'll try as much as I can. Do you need to go to a dentist? Do you need to buy some special toothpaste? There are things that can be done to help. So if all the medical treatment and everything has been done, and I still cannot breathe, that one is a big problem.
But I want to tell you something. Each and every woman have something that she see for a man to please her, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can see that, okay, it's not about tall. You can see that this man is really kind. Oh my God, there is some people like that. It's really good. But it's not slim as you want. It's fat. But it's, it's nice looking. It can be a nice looking man as everyone. You can bend rule. You can bend your rule. I will tell you something. Myself especially, I don't look tall or fat there's only one thing. The thing. There's only one thing I can bend rule for that. The rest now is left to me what I bounce on my face when
Sorry, I got a little bit of cold. Okay, so on physical attribute, one can bend some certain things, and the truth of it is that there are some things you can't bend. Like my nose is very, very sensitive, like what you brought up. My own is even small. My sister's nose is even worse than mine. If she enters here now in 2 minutes, she will tell you all the smell in the house. And you'll be seeing her do like this, something like this. People are sensitive in different ways. There are some people, it may not even be mouth odor, it could be body odor. Some people, you might be able to manage it, you might be able to correct it. But if you cannot correct it, and you look at other reasons why you think, okay, let me bend the rule, let me manage, let me package. It's okay for you to package, but can you live with it for the rest of your life? What is the point of you being married to a man when the man want to kiss you and you do like this? You just give him the cheeks,
No, you will just be bending that. You don't like when Yoruba want to. You just.
So every day the man want to kiss you, you'll be kneeling down and be prostrating.
No, you will say,
Emma Benusa, which kind of?
Yes.
How many Emma Benusa are you going to do? See, when I said I know what I want. When I say I know what I want, it's all about being honest to yourself. Being honest, not being doing things overboard. No, not being unrealistic. There are some women and some men that are very, very unrealistic. But then be able to tell yourself the truth. If you cannot tell people the truth, tell yourself the truth. Can I deal with this? Can I handle this? Now, if you don't like tall men, not because tall men are ugly, you can see a tall man who is very nice, very kind, very homely. It's got everything you want in a man. But the fact that it's tall irritates you. So why would you? I don't know. How do you gonna deal with that? You like this person so much that you're ready to do everything just to be with this man. But there is no way you can chisel him to make him shorter. But every time you look at him, you're like, oh man, I wish you were a bit shorter. How do you deal with that? What are you gonna do?
So you are talking about appearance, isn't it?
Yes.
But at that point, I don't think you will just find that if the guys who like you, maybe they like your shortness, I don't know, or your tallness. You just have to be doing investigation around. You don't know, maybe they
let's be serious for 1 minute. Rosemary said, "My God, you are both funny." Well, the topic is serious, but at the same time, we got to laugh. You know, we got to laugh about it. But let me rewind. Let me rewind. This guy is perfect. Yeah, everything authentic, and he's not coming to you, to play or to mess around. This guy is the main thing, the deal thing. But you cannot stand the height. How do you bend? You cannot make yourself taller, but you can't stand the height. How do you bend that one?
That one is difficult, though.
Rosemary says, "Don't be too superficial."
You will bend you will be less shy, I don't know. You go and meet him now.
Okay, that's one. That has to do with individual's prerogative. If you can bend, it's good because you've got every other thing is, and that's the person's imperfectness on your own side. So one should be able to overlook that, and with time, you will get used to it. You'll be able to embrace the person's height, and you'll be able to appreciate the person's height with time. It's not going to happen in one day, but you need to give it room. Give it room, give it time. And before you know it, the other attributes that are good will cover, the height issue you're having with the person. Now, another one is very funny. Very, very funny and not very nice, actually. Is the issue of parents. I have heard silly women. I'm going to use the word silly women. Why do I say they are silly? Because they are also mothers and they're also going to be mothers. When they will say, "I don't want to marry a man who still has mother. I don't want mother-in-law." And that's one of the things they have on their list. So I say silly because they're also going to be mothers. So are you saying if you have a male child, should your your wife, daughter-in-law, that's the word, wish you dead because she wants to marry your son? But I tell you, it's on some people's list of what I want in a man. I cannot marry a man whose mother is still alive. How do we deal with that one?
It depends on their experience. I don't know what they experience to be saying such thing. How can you just say that? Maybe, I don't know, maybe they were in this life before and they came back and they don't want any mother-in-law. Because I don't understand why they don't want any mother-in-law.
Well, no matter this is my own intake. No matter the experience you may have, I don't think that should be on anybody's list. That's a little bit sad. That's a little bit overboard, But then one thing is this. I think the way to deal with this is if you've had a bad experience or you have phobia for mother-in-laws because of what you've heard, what you've seen and all that, then you should be able to talk to your partner. I love your mom, but there has to be an understanding that my mom cannot come and live with us. So also your mom can't come live with us. There should be understanding, there should be parameters of maybe families coming over. Your mom can come visit, but your mom can't live with us. Maybe the maximum your mom can stay with us. But remember, whatever rule, whatever parameters that's been set is going to be the same yardstick for your own parents as well. It cannot be one-sided. Thank you, my beautiful sister, Sherry Dosumu. Yemisi Afolake Kazim, Mobola Jilawa, Teddy Pisa. Thanks for joining. I am not seeing comments, so yeah, okay, maybe I'll try and do a bit more comedy. I'm not seeing commenting. I am not seeing sharing. I am not seeing liking. Abba, now wait till it happen. Is the topic too serious? Let me see your comments on this. So, should we send mother-in-laws away? Is that one of the things you put on your list as what you want in a man or in a woman? I don't believe in that. That's very silly. That's very mean. That's very selfish. And that's very wicked.
It should be those women or those girls that have an auntie that suffer from it in their marriage, or maybe someone that married before and suffer from it, that can write something like that for her second husband or the way she's going. But that the young girl that never have anything with issue of marriage, I don't know why you'll be writing that in your list. It's very simple. If you don't want, you shouldn't write that. It's very simple. If you want to deal with your mother-in-law, just go to Abuja, knowing that your mother-in-law is in Ibadan, or you go very far. That before she gets to you, she will pay transport, like she will sweat first. So I think
that doesn't cut it. Even if you are living in United Kingdom and your mother-in-law is in all the way in Kogi State, she can still come and visit you. She can spend some time with her children, with her grandchildren, But then there has to be an agreement on how long is she staying. And
there's some mother-in-law that are really exposed. There's some mother-in-law that she will call her son, like she will think that the son is still the baby of the house.
But that's one of the things you need to look at. Is your man a matured man, or is he a mommy's boy? Is he a mommy's boy, or is he a matured man? It's all about understanding and respecting one another. Because if you don't consider what your woman is saying, and you're like, what? You can't tell me my mom cannot stay. You cannot dictate to me. No. When you do it like that, you're already causing a strife between the two of them. Already, it's not that this woman hates your mother, but from maybe what she's been through or what she has seen, she's already got a phobia already. She's scared. So now you all have to be able to create love and bond and understanding between your mother and the so-called woman. But at the same time, whatever agreement you both have, you need to stick to it. So that mommy can go again and then she can relax. And then mommy can come back another time. Now that one doesn't mean after 1 week. It doesn't mean after 1 month. There has to be some gap, few weeks, few months before mommy can join in again. Amudat Hassan, thanks for joining in. Debo, Joseph, thanks for joining Isa. Olakunle Fasasi, you're all welcome on board. I'm still waiting for your comments. Omobasi, my beautiful Ebony. Your comments are well appreciated and I'm waiting for them. My able prophetess, what should we do concerning the issue on board? Okay, another topic, another thing I want to look at again on knowing what you want is education-wise. Education-wise, how educated are you yourself? Because when you say you're expecting certain things from a man, you expect certain things from a woman, you have a list of what you want in a man or in a woman. What are you also bringing on board? It's easy to say, I want a tall man. Are you even tall yourself when you want a tall man? I want a woman that is thin. Are you sure even you don't have pot belly when you want a slim woman? Let's do unto others what we want them to do unto us. So before you begin to pick the dirt in the eyes of other people, what do you have in your own eyes? When you want certain things from people, you are expectant from people. What are you also bringing on board? I want this, I want that, I want that. It's good to have all those lists. It's good to know what you want. At the end of the day, it's your life. Your parents are not going to live your life for you. No. Your friends are not going to live your life for you. Your pastor not going to live your life for you. It's your life. So whatever is going to make you happy at the end of the day is what you should do. But even in the process of that, let us be realistic. In the process of that, let us know what to cut down from those lists, from what we want. Rome is not built in a day. Even if a man or a woman does not have some certain criteria, even education, when you marry the man or when you marry the woman, they can still go back to school. There's adult education. There is no ending to learning. So those things you have on your list that are what's it called, that asterisks, I don't want this, I don't want that, you need to have a second look at them. There is nothing that can't be done. I think probably 90 out of 100 of circumstances of situation can be adjusted, can be worked on. Even if a man is fat or a lady is too fat, you can help them with their diet. You can help them, encourage them to go to the gym. There's so many things we can do to help one another. But so there are a lot of things that are not very important that we attach a lot of importance to. They are very, very unnecessary. Well, it's good to have them on board, but how necessary and how important are they? The important things, one is, does this woman have the fear of God? And this person, is it a genuine person? Are they sincere to you? Why are they coming into your life? Is it for a good reason, or is it to steal, to kill, and to destroy, like their father Satan? Why are they coming into your life? To rob you, or to add to you, to contribute to you, to make your life more beautiful? Are you going to be together to be helpmates to one another, or they are coming to take from you, to destroy you? So if the person, your partner, your friend, male or female, if they are genuine, they are honest, they are God-fearing, there's so many other things can be worked on. They can be worked on. Nobody is perfect, neither are you perfect. So you can build your family, you can build your relationship, you can build each other with prayer. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, but you can get there. You can get there. It's not impossible. It's very, 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 very possible. So there are some lists we need to go and back and look at. If you're watching this program, go back on those lists and edit them. Edit those lists. Edit your list, and look at the things, some things you need to delete, some things you need to erase, and some things you need to add to them. Now, I'll look at education-wise again. I've seen a couple, actually more than one, more than two, more than three, more than four, more than five. I've seen quite a few of them who married to somebody who is not very educated. Not very educated, not as much educated as they. Now, when I say education, there are different levels. Now, there's level of secondary school, university, polytechnic, master, PhD, and all that. Now, if you have PhD and all the degree, and you have somebody who is secondary school sat older, who's been through secondary school, and they are sound. They are sound, they can read very well, they can write very well, they push themselves, they educate themselves more than what they've learned in school. In fact, even if nobody tells you that they are just secondary school sat older, you won't know that they are. Now, then what are we looking for again? I've seen a lot of people who are PhD older and yet they are like illiterates. They don't even have a clue, and you begin to wonder, are you really sure you went to school? So what are we looking for? It's not about the certificates. It's about the person that owns the certificate. How transformed is their life? Their reasoning. Do they reason like somebody who is of this century, or they are saying in 1977? Are you evolving as the world is evolving, or you are still just there? Those are the things we need to look at, not the certificate. No. So if one of the things in your certificate is, I want to marry a PhD degree holder, go and edit it. and don't waste your time. And even if you want your man to be like that or your woman to be like that, you can still get there together. Don't let that debar you, from getting into that beautiful relationship. Don't let that stop you. Not at all. Don't let that stop you. And don't stop yourself. It's a beautiful thing to have a list. It's a beautiful thing to know what you want. But before you ask people or you desire what you want, where are you going? And for you to be able to determine where you are going, you also need to know where are you coming from. Where you're coming from determines the kind of mistakes that you've made before, things you've been through, or where the attribute, the plus and the minus in your life. And with that, you're able to sit down and say, okay, at this point in my life, this is where I want to go forward. These are things I don't want anymore. These are the new things I want. And as much as you want people to come on board, what are you also doing? What are you also doing to improve yourself so that other people who come into your life, they can also enjoy, the new you, the better you, so that you can also make them better. Ortega, thanks for joining. Since you are right, thank you for that. Omobasi, would you like to make a comment? Do you want to join in on the program, on the video? Zachariah Jeje, thank you for joining in, sir. The program is about to round up. Don't forget, the topic we're looking at today is, I know what I want. Do you? As a man, do you know what you want in a woman? Don't just go for anything in excuse me. Don't go for anything in skirt. No. Don't go for anything in trouser. Go for what will last long. Go for a man, a woman who has the fear of God. And not only a church goer. Don't get it twisted. Not a church goer, not a religious person. No, they are two different things. But those who live the life of what they preach. It's not just about preaching it, but do you live the life you preach? Are you an example by yourself? Can people vouch for you? When you say yes, can people say, when he says yes, it is yes? When this person says no, it is no. Are you a man or a woman of integrity? Can people say no? When you talk of that man, when you talk of that woman, she's decent, she's honest. People don't read Bible like that anymore. A lot of people don't go to church anymore. They don't go to mosque anymore. They watch you. And a lot of people are disappointed. So if you're telling me you have a long list of what you want and what you don't want in a man, in a woman, can people also vouch for you? The moment you have a list, remember, other people also have lists of what they want. So as you looking at other people, you are also being looked at. Julius, thanks for joining in. Hollywood Sue, I see you. Thanks for joining in. You came in at a very, very, very good time. I'm rounding up. Okay, remember, we're looking at what do you want? For me, I know what I want in a man. Do you know what you want in a woman? Do you know what you want in a man? And if you don't, it's never too late to assess yourself and prayerfully look at what I want. Some people might say, I don't want to marry a single parent. If that's what you want, stick to it, but have a good reason. If you decide I don't want to marry, another good one is I don't want to marry somebody who's been married before, or I don't want to be a second wife. Those are the good ones you can keep on your list. I don't want to be a second wife. I don't want to be a third wife. I don't want to share my man with anyone. That's a good list. I don't want to marry somebody who is not in the same denomination with me. That's a good one, because why? You want to be comfortable and you want your partner to be comfortable with you. So whenever you're going to church or you're going to the mosque or you're going wherever you decide to go to, your partner is also comfortable where she's going to, where he's going to. He's safe there. It's very, very safe there. So let us be able to decide, ask ourselves a lot of questions. be able to answer them and decide, what do I want? And the moment you know what you want, work with it. It's never too late. Never, never, never too late. We have seen a lot, even on Facebook, on the media, people who get married at a very late stage in life. I think I read the one very recently. Was it late last year? Of a mother of 4 children who got married, and she did not just get married. She had a white wedding. So don't give up on yourself. Don't let pressure make you to just go for anything. No, because God did not create you anyhow. God took his time to make you in his image and in his likeness. He took his time to create your hair, your nose, your lips, your finger, everything. And your parents have also worked really hard to help you to get to where you are today. So don't let any woman just come into your life and mess it up, or any man to just sweep you off your feet and mess you up. But above all, remember, it's a game of chance. You also have to have a broad mind, to take a risk. Business is a risk in life. Relationship is a risk. But as you're taking the risk, have a positive mind that it's going to work out. And I'm sure it will. I've been your host, Modupe Ekenechidi. Thanks for joining in. Do share the program with your friends and loved ones. Share with your enemy. You might be sending a good message to someone. Share with your ex-partner. Share with that beautiful woman you've been eyeing. Share with them. You never know. Maybe they could cross some things out of their list and be able to look at your side. I remain Modupe Ekenechidi. This is Relationship Talk with Modupe. Are you ready? Things you need to know before you say I do. Those are the topics we've been treating, one after the other. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. As long as we are on earth, there's always something to talk about when it comes to relationship. Like my able brother said, Akiola, okay, relationship is not a risk. If relationship is not a risk, can you quickly tell us what it is then? Either you want to join on the video or you want to type quickly before we round up. If you say relationship is not a risk, then what is it? Because a lot of people get into it and they regret, even when they thought they've made the right choice. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a risk. Everything in life is a risk. Things can go positively and can go the other way. But we all pray that things go the right way for us. It's been a lovely time with spending time with you all. Remember, never, 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 never give up on love. And don't let anybody pressure you into doing what you don't want to do. Stay blessed. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. Nara, Nara, Narekele, Narekele, Nara, Nara, Narekele, Narekele, Nara, Narekele, Narekele. Narana, Narekele, Narekele, Narana, Narekele, Narekele, to Jehovah, for he has done so very much for me. Render to Jehovah, for he has done so very much for me. Nara, Nara, eh, Nara, Kele, Nara, Kele, ooh. Nara, Nara, eh, Nara, Kele, Nara, Kele. You alone deserve the glory, Jesus. You alone deserve the glory.